Hi, welcome to our Wednesday weekly leadership thought. And I am going digital because my gifting is with speaking and not with writing. So I'm going to keep this to 5 minutes or less as we continue to walk through a weekly thought of leadership. I appreciate each of you that leads in one way or another at the church, and I trust that this will encourage you, that it will challenge you, and it will continue to all grow as leaders as we follow the example of Christ. As we walk through this, I'm using this book. It's called Lead Like Jesus by Blanchard and Hodges. It's a great book. It's on Amazon. It's like $15, and it's a great buy. It's challenged me as I've read through it, and I hope that it challenges you. And if you're looking for a great read on leadership, I would encourage you to go ahead and read that. As I walk through this book, one thing that's been challenged by me is the topic of prayer. And many times we get so busy in leadership, ministering to people, we get busy putting out fires and dealing with crises and preparing teaching content. We get busy working at the church with our hands, and we get busy with fellowship. We get busy about doing so many things that we forget to take time to slow down and pray. And so our devotional, our thought, our leadership principle has to do with prayer. I'm in Matthew 26. Jesus is getting ready to be betrayed. He's getting ready to go before Pilate and his trials and ultimately to his death. And he takes time in Matthew 26 to go to Gethsemane, and he tells his disciples to sit here for a while he goes and prays. And that just hit me. I've heard this story, I've studied it in seminary, I preach it every year at Easter. But this morning it just hit me that Jesus is going to go into some of his biggest trials in his earthly life, that he is going to face the worst time of his life. He's going to be abandoned by everyone, including God the Father. And what does Jesus do? He takes time to pray. As he goes into this trial, he takes time to pray. When he faces difficult circumstances, he takes time to pray. And I just challenge you, because so many times we face crisis as we're in this current pandemic and we're beginning to come out of it. How many times have I sat and I've prayed about it? How many times have I tried to work with my hands and my feet, doing good things, but not taking time to sit, to be still, and to pray? Jesus set the greatest example when he saw this trial coming. He knew it was coming, and he says, the most important thing we can do is sit and pray. Instead of trying to fix things or prepare things, he says, I'm going to stop and I'm going to pray. Lead Like Jesus book, the authors in Blanchard says prayer is an essential act of the will that demonstrates whether we are really serious about living and leading like Jesus. What a great question. What a great statement. And it's really challenging to me. And I want to pass that challenge on to you as leaders of the church. Are you taking time to pray? Is prayer an essential act that is helping to focus and helping to mold your leadership? Because if we really want to lead like Jesus often left the crowds to spend time alone with the Father. Jesus left what I would call ministry opportunities, follow-up opportunities, opportunities to start small groups, opportunities to have further discussion. And he says, I'm leaving the crowd and I'm going to have time with the Father in prayer. How is your prayer life doing? How are you doing as you're leading like Jesus? Are you taking time to pray? What a great thought from Matthew 26. If I can help you as leaders, let me know, reach out, and let's keep each other accountable as we walk through this time and as we learn to lead like Jesus, that we will take time to pray. Love you guys. Thanks for all the work you do to continue to minister to those in the church. Have a great afternoon.